Good evening, sports fans. Welcome to Lake Oswego High School, the site of tonight's OHSLA Lacrosse Championship, the Oregon High School Lacrosse Association State Championship. And this is a great match tonight. The two semifinals were the other night. In those matches, West Linn defeated Sunset 10-8. And Lake Oswego, of course, defeated Lakeridge 13-12 in overtime in one of the most exciting matches that we have seen. So this game is just a few minutes away from the start. I'm Dave Hall. I'll be doing the play-by-play. Working with me tonight, my broadcast partner again, Paul Vos. And Paul, this should be a great matchup tonight.
Yes, it is. I'm looking forward to it very much.
Keys to tonight's game.
Well, West Linn, they need to be mentally tough and flush their first two losses of the regular season to LO. Hey, if you fall 2 times, you get up 3. Their defense, especially number 21, Grant Balsbo, need to be able to stop LO's two-headed monster of D1 Vermont commit of Hunter and Mcguire, who is committed to Syracuse. For Lake Oswego, they also need the mental toughness to start strong and not go down big like they did in their first game versus Lakeridge in the semifinals. And 2, can the LO zone stand up to West Linn's disciplined offensive firepower and defend Rutgers bound number 1, Ross Scott, their dynamic dodging attackman? They will need to slide early to him.
All right, West Linn 17-3, Lake Oswego 15-4, and these teams, like you said, Paul, have met twice this year, and Lake Oswego won both of those matchups. It's really hard to beat a team 3 times.
Oh, it sure is.
All right, we're going to have the national anthem, and then we'll come back right back. All right, we're just a couple of minutes away from the start of tonight's lacrosse action. I want to tell you about one of our great sponsors, and that's Bigfoot Lacrosse and Fitness. They are trusted as the local experts in equipment, stringing, and lacrosse expertise since 2001. Bigfoot Lacrosse and Fitness is now the local leader in year-round coaching and training as well. Improve your athleticism with mobility and weight training classes, and improve your game with positional skill training. Taught by the top coaches and trainers in the area, only dedicated to lacrosse and their training facility. Summer training classes begin the week of June the 24th. Go to bigfootlacrosse.com for additional information. All right, we're just about ready. By the way, the officials in tonight's action, I'll tell you who those people are. The head referee is Tom Hoffert. You know all these guys, right, Paul?
I know them very well.
All right. Craig Lyons is the umpire. James Just is the field judge. And Russell Dean is the chief bench official. He'll be over there across the sidelines in the little tent where the scorer's table is and the clock is, and where players will go for penalties. All right, the teams are getting together at midfield. Players to watch, Paul.
For West Linn, you have number 1, Ross Scott, their dynamic dodging attackman. who's committed to Rutgers, and their defenseman, number 21, Grant Ballsbow, as I mentioned, in their keys to success. For Lake Oswego, Jonas Hunter, who had an amazing game in the semifinals, number 5, and number 28, the defender, Connor Willingans. And also to look for LO, the keys are how can freshman Ethan Hecht, number 25, perform a way to step in with their key injuries to their number 1 defenseman, Keenan DeRieve, commitment to Maris, and Henry Sorensen, number 11. Big losses for Lake Oswego.
All right, I got a player I want to watch. Okay, I want to watch Anders Martinson, number 20 for West Linn. And the reason I want to watch him, he's going to Montana State on an Air Force ROTC scholarship. I'm a ex-USAF person, so I'm going to watch his play tonight. All right, face-off coming up. This should be a good night of face-offs. Michael Shokran, who brought LO back the other night when they were down 6 goals, and Spencer Edwards for West Linn. West Linn with the ball, white uniforms. They will move from our right to our, or from our left to our right. LO in their blue with white trim and lettering, and they will move from our right to our left. LO with the ball.
That was Michael Stell with a shot and a big save by George O'Brien.
All right, we have instant replay cameras. We're going to be able to watch the goals and the penalties tonight, so we look forward to bringing you that. Just underway, first quarter action. There are 4 12-minute quarters. With the ball for Lake Oswego, number 19, and that's Marshall Mcguire. Marshall had the winning goal in overtime for Lake Oswego the other night. Behind the net. There's a shot, and Lake Oswego scores first. And that goal was by Jonas Hunter, number 5.
Great speed move by Jonas Hunter, going against number 21, Grant Ballsbow.
All right, we're watching. There's the shot. Hunter got his arms up in the air, celebrating. First goal of the game goes to Jonas Hunter of LO. Time on that goal, 10:50 left to go here in the first quarter. Paul, both these teams were behind headed into the fourth quarter of their semifinal game. West Linn was behind the Sunset 7-6 and outscored the Apollos 4-1 in the fourth quarter to win that game 10-8. The amazing stat, Lake Oswego was behind starting the fourth quarter 9-6 to Lake Ridge and reeled off 8 straight goals.
Just a sign of their mental toughness and their resilience, just to stick with their game plan and to be able to pull it out at the end. That's the most important part of the game.
West Linn out on top. Mcguire playing defense that time, number 19. Lake Oswego on defense. That's number 1 is Ethan Lown for West Linn. Second leading scorer on their team. I'm sorry, number 1 is Ross Scott. I forgot they have a 0.
This is Ethan Hecht, the freshman, number 25.
In front, knocked away. West Linn goes and gets it.
Mcguire on defense.
Paul, you talked about Lake Oswego and their zone defense and the discipline on the part of West Linn. Is that showing up right now?
Well, Lake Oswego looks to be in a man-to-man. They've changed up tactics.
The fans are already yelling, boring. LO comes up with the ball, dropped it, picked back up. Number 3 for West Linn, that's Michael Stell. There's a shot. Lake Oswego races forward. Mcguire, who's been very active so far in this game. inside that were trying to get the ball to Dylan Baker. He has the ball now, sends it back out on top to Jonas Hunter. Number 10, Hayden Hecht. One to nothing. Lakers lead. Behind the net. There's a shot wide. That was number 12 on the shot, Charlie Ryan.
We call that a little twister.
And West Linn with the ball.
Looks like number 21, Grant Ballsball, with a beautiful ground ball in traffic. Here's Isaac Sebastian with the ball, 23.
Long pass. Ball loose. It's a collision in midfield. Lake Oswego comes up with it. Ball loose again. They pick it back up. Some heavy hitting going on. That's number 7 with the ball right now, Dominic Sinclair. And a shot and a goal. And that is Sinclair. Let's watch that on replay. Here comes Sinclair forward. Inside, kind of shifts over to a left-handed shot and put it in.
Well, this play starts with Willingans, number 28, with a giant ground ball in the scrum at midfield. It gets it upfield quickly. Nice little shot using the turf.
Sinclair, a senior. Here comes the draw. Time on that goal, 7:10.
We have a legal procedure. Blue jumped early, so the ball will go over to West Linn.
That's Ethan Lau, number 0. Comes in on the goal, shoots, blocked. Nice save that time.
This is Hayden Hecht, number 10 in the clear.
George O'Brien in goal for Lake Oswego.
I want to apologize to the audience. I'd love to call out defensive numbers for the West Linn defense. It's really hard to see those numbers.
White on white makes it really hard. Carson Bradford, the senior, the captain, in goal for West Linn. There's a shot, blocked, and trickled in.
That was an amazing, again, another example of a twister shot that went off the pipe and off the goalie's back into the goal.
All right, let's take a look at it. That goal is going to be by Dylan Baker, number 2. Here we go again. There it is.
It's like he was playing a game of horse. I don't think anybody's going to be able to duplicate that shot. H for the other guy.
Lake Oswego out to a 3-0 lead. The goal by Dylan Baker, the senior.
Well, you can see Lake Oswego's offense has come out really strong, attacking the goal pretty quickly. West Linn had to call a timeout to reorganize their defense.
Timeout on the field. 3-0 our score. Goals by Jonas Hunter, Dominic Sinclair, and Dylan Baker.
And LO's defense has been pretty strong. A little surprised, probably throw a little wrinkle into it. Maybe West Linn was expecting that zone. Start out with a man-to-man and see if they could actually beat that man-to-man. And West Linn has not been able to do that so far in this game.
We are sitting directly above the fans, and our crowd mic, you can hear them chanting down there. Are we on a delay? Okay. 3-0, Lake Oswego. We're set for a face-off.
So on the wings for Lake Oswego, you have Richie Inkbat, number 22, and 19, Marshall Mcguire.
Shokran handling the face-off for Lake Oswego.
Eli Thayer's long stick midi for West Linn.
Paul, don't you think the key to Lake Oswego's victory the other night was the play of Shokran on the face-offs?
Oh, most likely. He very well. And it was mainly those late face-offs of the game, the most important ones of the game. He was losing some early, losing to the freshman, and he really turned it on at the end of the game.
In that game, won 13-12, Marshall Mcguire with a late goal for Lake Oswego.
And it was at that overtime that he told his coach and his team, "I got this," and he went out and proved him.
Oh, a big collision between two Lake Oswego players. There's a great block by O'Brien. O'Brien with the ball back behind the net. And going to send that out forward.
Willingant's great defensive play to force his attackman behind the goal, exactly what you want to do as a defender. Ethan Heck to the clear.
Jonas Hunter, who scored the first goal of the game, number 5, the junior.
This is Grant Balsbow on defense, guarding number 5, Jonas Hunter, their key attackman.
Inside, a hard shot. There's a score. That looked like Dylan Baker. Let's watch that on the replay. Yep, that is a goal for Dylan Baker. His second consecutive goal. 4-0 Lake Oswego. Time on that, 5:05 left to go in the first quarter. 4-0 Lake Oswego. This is the Oregon High School Lacrosse Association Finals.
And we got White jumping on that one.
Four to nothing, Lake Oswego.
This is Eli Thayer on defense with a long pole.
Hayden Hecht out on top, number 10 for Lake Oswego. This is Mcguire. Back behind the net, they send it forward. Hunter, there's a shot. Nice save that time. Carson Bradford got his stick up and made a great save.
Looked like he had a hard time seeing it. Looked like he kind of the sun was on his eyes. He ducked a little bit, and luckily that ball went right into a stick.
Paul, you and I talked about this the other night. The goalie who's down at the left end's got the sun directly in their eyes.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate position to be in for a goalie.
In the middle, a shot blocked wide by O'Brien. One-on-one, and O'Brien kicked the shot out to his right.
Great clear by Grant Plotner, the Westland defender, number 42.
The fans were chanting George O'Brien. West Linn back behind the net. Forward, a little spin shot. O'Brien got his stick up and kind of deflected that again off to his right. George O'Brien doing a great job in goal. O'Brien is senior. Westland with the ball. Back behind the net. Ball loose. O'Brien fell on it. Rebound came out and a goal. Goal for West Linn.
A little bit of a garbage goal, but it still counts as a goal. That's just a little mishandle by the West Linn attackman. And
okay, the number on that player was 11. Number 11 for West Linn. That is Zach Vanneman. The time on that goal, 3:14, and it's 4-1. O'Brien did a good job that time of making a save, and the ball came loose, and Vanneman just kind of put it in the net. Here we go with the draw. Controlled by West Linn.
Eli Thayer with a ground ball. Very important to get possession on this. They just need to settle the ball, get a good possession, and run through their offense.
Down by 4, a goal here would cut that lead in half.
This is Heck, the freshman on defense. He's got his hands full. This is Scrimshire, number 9.
Back out on top. Whistle. West Linn with the ball behind the net, comes forward. Ball loose in front. O'Brien scoops it up off the ground.
That was a really low angle shot by Ross Scott. I'd like to see him move that ball to behind as their play was designed. Oh, nice ride.
Scott, the senior captain.
Oh, he made up for it on that. So one thing you got to love as a coach, you know, an attackman makes a little bit of a mistake, miscalculation, and then rides really hard to get that ball back for his team.
Scott, the leading goal scorer for West Linn. He has 67 goals this year. Ethan Lown with 42. That's over 100 for those two guys. There's the shot. O'Brien blocks that up into the air. And that goes out, and it's going to be Lake Oswego ball.
Nice hustle by Ethan Hecht, number 25.
Heck, you know, he's a freshman. He had the sense of purpose to get over there and recover that right in front. There's a shot and a score.
Number 3, Michael Stell, the senior.
And that lead is cut in half. It's now 4-2. Let's take a look. Steals the ball. There's the shot by O'Brien.
That's like going to jump on your bed. You're expected to make it.
I don't know how you could miss that. All right, the time on that was 1:33. 4-2 now.
On the wings for Lake Oswego, you got number 22, Richie Inkbat, and a new wingman, 10, Hayden Hecht, number 10.
Draw coming up. West Linn's been doing pretty good on these last couple of draws. That ball loose on the ground. Picked up by West Linn.
Spencer Edwards having a great game.
He is. Holding his own. That ball forward to number 0. That's Ethan Lown. Four to 2. West Linn. In front, a low shot and a goal falling down. All right, is that number 1? Is that Scott?
I believe
Ross
so.
Scott. Let's take a look at it. I think he was falling down when he shot the ball. Let's see. Yep, there it is, and a goal.
You can see how he got underneath his defenseman and just got lower. It's like wrestling, and the lower man wins. He got low, got in front of his defender, and extended his body and his stick to where the eyes of his stick are seeing where the goal is and around the goalie. Great shot.
Great replay camera work there. All right, referee checking the sticks. Set the ball down in the middle. 4-3 our score. There's a whistle.
Yeah, jumped on the face-off. Spencer Edwards did.
58 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. 4-3. LO jumped out to a 4-0 lead. 3 straight goals by the Lions, and we're at 4-3. There's a hard shot. Blocked that time by Bradford.
Yeah, you can see there the West Linn defender did a great job pushing the shooter outside the maximum shooting angle, which allowed the goalie to make a pretty easy save.
20 seconds. West Linn with the ball. There's a shot, tried to skip it on the ground. O'Brien saved it. Ball loose in front, picked up by O'Brien. Sends it forward. A long pass. And that goes out. That goes out. That's the end of the first quarter. Our score after one, it is Lake Oswego 4, West Linn 3.
Ballsbow on that one, laying the lumber.
All right, the 2019 OHSLA Championship Playoffs are presented by UBS and Wren Ferguson Group, helping individuals and families with financial planning and professional investment management for over 30 years. They understand the value of investing in our communities and our youth. To learn more about what they can do to help you with your financial planning and investment management, give them a call at 503-248-1303. 4-3 our score. Last three goals by West Linn by Vanneman, Stell, and Scott. Guys, you'd expect us to be up there shooting the ball.
Yeah, for this next quarter, I'm thinking that West Linn huddle, they're going over their defense. That last possession, they've actually started to get together. Their defense needs to slide early like they did and then recover to pick up those passes. LO just needs to keep running their offense the way they've been doing and stick with what they know. And you have West Linn's face-off man, Spencer Edwards, number 5, has been doing great on the face-offs, although I've got him jumping twice, so he's got to just relax a little bit. And he's been dominating.
Teams will change ends. Carson Bradford will be in our goal to the right. George O'Brien in the goal to our left.
I believe on the wings for West Linn, you have number 43, Chase Fletcher, a junior. I believe the other wing is 14, Eli Thayer.
Draw coming up. We're set. Still loose. And still loose. Nobody can find it there for a second. It bounced behind everybody. Now loose again. And that goes out.
Unfortunate that Richie, number 22, had a great ground ball. Just unfortunately flew out of his stick. Shokran for LO had that face-off, got the draw, but the wings of West Linn came up big.
There's a shot and a goal. A little spin move, turned around and got a goal, and that's number 1. Let's take a look at it.
You can see this execution on the shot, low to high, taking the elevator to the 6th floor. The high riser, high degree of difficulty.
This game is even. Scott with that goal, his second goal in a row. A little spin. Here it goes. You can see it right over the top of the goalie's shoulder.
A great example of a shooter changing planes of his stick. Goalie sees the stick dropping low, will tend to drop a little bit. That ball goes over his shoulder into the corner.
This ball's still loose.
This is an example of good man ball. Legal pushing, that was from the front.
Lakers with the ball, dropped, picked up by West Linn. In on goal, a shot deflected by O'Brien.
That's going to be Lake Oswego ball. Number 25, Ethan Hecht, was closer to the end line when that ball went out, even though the West Linn attackman looked to be ahead of him. It's when the ball goes out at the place where it goes out.
And Lakers to come forward. This game is even. 4 goals to open the game by Lake Oswego. 4 goals in a row now by West Linn. Lacrosse, one of those games You can have lots of goals in a short period of time, and they can all be by the same team. LO ought to know they went on an 8-goal run in the fourth quarter the other night to get here to the championship game.
This is Reed Ketzler at a long pole.
Lake Oswego, a hard shot, tried to bounce that in. Bradford deflected it. And it'll be Lake Oswego ball. Jonas Hunter with the ball. A shot, Hunter with a goal. Hunter with the goal. Lake Oswego goes back on top. Let's take a look at it. Here's Hunter's little spin move. Comes wide to the goal. Kind of falls forward and puts that in.
And you can see how he extended his body and extended his stick, the head of his stick, so the eyes of his stick could see around the goalie, pushing the ball to that far low corner. Very nice placement.
All right, 10:32 the time on that. For Lake Oswego, Dylan Baker with 2 goals, Jonas Hunter with 2 goals. The only multiple goal scorers in the game so far. Ball loose. Way up in the air. And West Linn has it. Now the ball loose again. Ball taking some big bounces.
Good patience on the West Linn offense. This is a great ground ball by Chase Fletcher, 43 at that midfield scrum. Allows this West Linn to gain possession of the ball.
Laker fans chanting defense. They've finally taken the lead again at 5-4.
It's Hayden Heck on the ball for Lake Oswego.
West Linn trying to get in front. There's a shot deflected by O'Brien. O'Brien doing a good job playing those low shots.
Yeah, he is. I'm a little surprised West Linn is taking those low shots. What we saw in the semifinals is Lakeridge going high on him as he dropped to his knees quite often. He's got that low stance. I'd like to see the West Linn shooters take a little fake on the ball and then shoot it high.
Spin move. There's a goal.
Speaking of shooting it high, the nice little one-handed shovel shot.
Guess who that is? That's Russ Scott, and that'll be a hat trick. Last 3 goals for West Linn scored by Ross Scott.
You can see on that George O'Brien had his stick low as Ross Scott presented his stick low and then shoveled it high and up and under the bar.
High shot over the goalie's shoulder and a goal. Time on that, 9:24.
Clinton.
5-5 our score.
We have number 13, Clinton Berggren, on the wing for West Linn.
Lake Oswego with the ball. They'll come down the left side. Now they turn back into the middle.
Shokran did what he wanted on that one. Nice clean win right out to himself.
Shokran with the ball on the right side. He sends it out on top. That's Mcguire. He wants the wings to get, well, he wants them in position. He tells Shokran to go back on defense. Now Shokran's going to come off the field. Five to 5 our score. Hat trick for Ross Scott.
This is Berggren on defense for West Linn.
Charlie Ryan. Back behind the net. Forward, a shot. There's a goal. Lake Oswego gets a goal right back. And that is Jonas Hunter, who now has a hat trick. Let's watch Hunter.
Almost a mirror image of what happened at the other end. Drops his stick low, pulls it high up underneath the crossbar.
Jonas Hunter likes coming right around that side of that net and kind of leaning forward and putting it in under the goalie.
Oh, he does. He's using that speed move, that little spin and speed move. It's an example of what I was saying that West Linn needs to do. They need to recognize and slide early. Make him a feeder. It's what you want to do to great shooters, is make them a feeder, make them want to move the ball.
8:23 the time on that.
Yep, that call on that one, Shokran was holding the body or the stick of Edwards, number 5 on that. It's a legal procedure. The ball goes over to West Linn.
So Jonas Hunter has the last 2 goals. He had the first goal of the game for Lake Oswego. It's got the last 2 goals and a hat trick. Ross Scott for West Linn has the last 3 goals for them and a hat trick.
Hayden Hecht on defense.
Inside, loose.
That's
You know, O'Brien turned around and looked to see if it went in the net.
Yeah. Well, that was tough. That call by the referees was in the crease. He dove and landed on that blue crease line, and the ball had already fallen out of his stick.
High pass, and that goes out, and it's going to be West Linn ball.
Just an unfortunate pass by number 10, Hecht. A little too high.
Ethan Lound, number 0, with it.
Ethan Hecht, the freshman, on the ball for Lake Oswego.
Lound comes forward down the left side.
It's possible that Lake Oswego's got a little lock-off going on Ross Scott. I see number 28 face guarding him very closely. We'll see if Scott makes an effort to go get the ball.
For Lake Oswego, that's Connor Willingens.
Nice shot by Lown. Unfortunately, off the crossbar. West Linn did not have the backup. The Lake Oswego player was closer to where the ball went out.
Ball went off the crossbar, went out. Lake Oswego was closest. They have possession. O'Brien.
Nice ride by West Linn.
And there's a whistle.
Timeout. West Linn saved the clear.
West Linn takes the timeout. Our score here at Lake Oswego High School in the Oregon High School Lacrosse Association Championship game. It is Lake Oswego 6, West Linn 5.
Look to see West Linn on this offensive possession go back into their 2-2-2 offense and take a little time, let everybody have a touch, let everybody get comfortable, and just run through their offense. They just have to be patient. They've been taking their shots awful quickly. I'd like to see them hold the ball, be a little more patient.
So when you mentioned there near the just before the timeout about Lake Oswego guarding Ross Scott, what are they trying to accomplish there?
Well, a lot of the strategy, if your offense goes through 1 or 2 players, there's a strategy to lock them off and frustrate them, which will sometimes cause them to do too much. It's also, if they're the most dynamic player, you force the other players around them to step up, and especially in big games, they might not be willing to do that, especially if all season, you've let your number 1 offensive threat do most of the work. I don't think that's the case with West Linn. I think they have a lot of very capable offensive players, and they should just be confident.
Is that Coach Gruen saying, we may get beat here, but it isn't going to be Ross Scott who beats us?
It sure is, and sometimes there's lots of different defenses that you can employ, so you just kind of throw a little wrench. Some people call them junk defenses. I mean, I use them, quite a bit, and it just forces their offense to be a little bit uncomfortable. And there's different strategies that Ross Scott can use. He can set picks. He can go to where they normally slide from to prevent a slide from happening. So it could be a risky thing to try.
There's a shot up in the air. Lake Oswego comes down with it. 7:03 left to go here in the second quarter.
That was Anders Martinson on that shot. Didn't quite like that outside shot, that choice. Sure he'll do better next time.
Lakers come forward.
It's Willingens on the clear.
Connor Willingens, the junior defenseman. And Lake Oswego will set up. They move to the middle. That's number 3, Michael Shokran.
Eli Thayer on defense for West Linn.
Shokran, a spin move, trying to get free. Gets ridden off of his pass there. Out in front, a shot and a goal. Number 7, Dominic Sinclair, his second goal of the game. Let's watch that.
This is really nice team offense. I believe number 2, Baker, draws the eyes of the defense to find his slasher cutting to the goal.
Dominic Sinclair, his second goal of the game. 7-5 now, Lake Oswego leads. Time on that goal, 5:59. Right, LO comes up with it. Tried to get the pass that time to Sinclair over his head.
Hard check by Ballsbo. Number 21 sends the ball flying out of bounds.
It was tied at 5-5. 2 goals now for Lake Oswego by Hunter and Sinclair. And the Lakers go back up by 2 at 7-5.
Nice clear by Chase Fletcher, 43. Nice way to keep his eyes up, looking for his teammate, cutting to the ball. Zach Vanneman. Zach Vanneman with the ball.
Vanneman has a goal in the game. Marshall Mcguire on defense there.
Willingant's on the ball for LO. Early slide by LO. That was just called a hedge, or just a kind of a fake slide. He goes about halfway and then recovers.
Inside, a shot blocked by O'Brien down on his knees.
Now that ball outside the crease is live. The West Linn attackers can go get that, check that stick, but once it's inside, they can't check the stick.
Ball loose, picked up Sinclair, dropped again.
That was 18, Lucas Hockman on that ride, playing hard to get that ball back. Unfortunately, goes over to Lake Oswego for them.
Lake Oswego, Jonas Hunter.
Isaac Sebastian, number 23 in the ball.
LO's got things spread way out right now. Back behind the net. Jonas Hunter comes forward. He's on the other side from where he's normally been shooting.
Guarded by Sebastian, laying the lumber. Nice positioning.
Sinclair, and they'll go back out on top. That's Charlie Ryan.
Reed
Spin
Ketzler.
move, a hard shot, wide, goes out. I think the Lakers had the safety man back there. I think it's still their possession.
It is. There's that early slide from West Linn.
Oh, right in front, and Sinclair scores. Got a pass from Hunter. Sinclair right in front and puts it in.
There's a case where you had the slide and no one covered that backside. You can see number 7 flashing the ball. He presents his stick for an easy target.
8-5, Lake Oswego. And now that's Dominic Sinclair, last 2 goals and a hat trick.
And that's the responsibility of those off-ball defensemen to make sure they're guarding their zone, not necessarily their man. Beautiful play by the LO attackman.
Because when Sinclair turned in toward the goal, nobody was on him.
Correct.
3:23 the time. Go ahead, Paul.
Oh, I was saying it's just really important as an attackman when you make those doubles come to keep your head up and make that feed.
Lakers come up with the ball, a whistle, timeout, Lake Oswego. Timeout on the field, a 3-goal lead for the Lakers at 8-5. 3 straight goals, it was 5-5. Jonas Hunter and 2 by Dominic Sinclair. Hunter has a hat trick, Sinclair has a hat trick.
You know, I think, you know, I've got face-offs unofficially fairly even. I think Shokran's got a bit of an advantage. I think what the key to this game is going to come down to is goalie play. You know, you have George O'Brien making phenomenal saves. And, you know, Carson Bradford has just been, it's unfortunate the LO is getting these really in-tight goals. He just really doesn't seem to have a chance. But if he steps up his game, he can keep West Linn in this.
George O'Brien, Carson Bradford, both seniors. Bradford, the captain of the West Linn Lions.
Yeah, George O'Brien, coach, quote unquote, one of the best pure ball stoppers in the state, true quarterback of his defense. And he is uncommitted. He hasn't decided where he's going to school yet.
Well, we got a quick chance. The coaches for Lake Oswego, the head coach Richie Gruen, the assistant head coach is Mike Marcotte, the offensive coordinator is Chase Clausen, defensive coordinator John Bertoli. For the West Linn Lions, their head coach is Mark Flood. Assistant coach is Jim Morford. His son has scored a couple of goals on the semifinal. Tony Engel, Eric Lopez, Spencer Smith, David Hansen, Scott Demarest, and John Stevens. Lake Oswego with the ball. That's Hunter. Boy, Hunter and Sinclair have become dangerous in front of the net. There's Charlie Ryan. He had a couple of goals in semifinal action. Mcguire, and there's a goal. Off on the side, we'll take a look at the replay, but I believe that's number 2 on the goal, Dylan Baker. If it is Dylan Baker, there's another hat trick. 3 hat tricks already for Lake Oswego. Let's take a look at it.
Like the patience of Lake Oswego, nice little wing dodge, which allows you to keep your eyes in front of the goal, just spots.
Yep.
Number 2 flashing to the goal again. I really like the way that this team plays off ball. They're always moving. They're cutting. We always say in the olden days we had helmets with shoelaces on the back of their helmet. And we always said if you see the laces cut. Now we say we got that danger sticker that says that the warning sticker. Warning means you need to go to the goal and score. 3
players have scored for Lake Oswego. Each one of them has a hat trick. Baker, Sinclair, and Hunter. West Linn with the ball. They trail now 9-5.
I believe that was Ballsbo on that ground ball. You have Isaac Sebastian clearing up.
Here comes West Linn. 2:15 left to go here in the first half.
Now it's West Linn's turn, as I said about Lake Oswego in the semifinals. They need a sense of urgency, but not necessarily a rush. I think their last couple of shots were a bit rushed. And they need to take a little bit of shots on O'Brien, who's having a great game. Seeing the ball very well, even though he's in the sun.
There was a block by O'Brien. O'Brien comes up with the ball.
That was Lucas Hockman on that shot. He needs to get, we always talked about getting to that magic 5-and-5 spot, 5 yards up, 5 yards out, and he shot that from just a little beyond goal line extended. He needs to increase his angle for that shot to work.
Paul, you mentioned earlier about O'Brien doing a great job in goal. Boy, he has been really efficient back there.
He has. Well, this is a failure to advance. You have 20 seconds to clear the ball to midfield. Lake Oswego took a little bit too much time.
And the fans chant, "You can't do that."
Ross Scott starting with the ball. Remember, they've been trying to lock him off.
Well, he's not scored now. Let's see, his last goal came at 9:24, and we're down to 1:24, so he's gone 8 minutes without scoring.
Guarded by Willingans. Look for Lello to send an early slide. You can see 22 hedging or going halfway.
Scott, a shot, knocked away by O'Brien, a kick save. O'Brien that time saved that and fell on it. 2 great saves by George O'Brien.
I believe that was number 11, Vanneman, with a shot. Again, it was a low-to-low shot. We'd like to see, again, that change planes, either low to high or high to low. O'Brien dropped immediately. He saw where that shot was going.
I believe we have a timeout on the field.
Here's where Lake Oswego, maybe they have that one play that they've been using all year. They've been saving. See them wait till about 20 seconds before they go to the goal. That way they have time to deal with the slide, move the ball, get it to the backside, and score, leaving less than 10 seconds on the clock.
It was 4-3 at the end of one. It's now 9-5. Lake Oswego has outscored West Linn in this quarter 5-2. 50 seconds left to go here in the second quarter.
And to counter that, West Linn, with their defense, they need to protect that backside, send that slide, and make sure everybody's aware that you need to rotate and recover. When that slide comes, if you're on ball, you need to recover back to the hole, knowing that there's somebody left open.
All right, team's headed back out.
You got Thayer, 14, their long stick midi. Ballswell, 21. Isaac Sebastian, number 23. Flynn Sheely, number 28, short stick defensive midfielder. We have 14, Eli Thayer on the ball, guarding Mcguire.
At halftime, Paul, we're going to analyze your keys to the game and how they're turning out so far. I think you're pretty much right on. Lake Oswego with the ball. 25 seconds left. Ello trying for another goal before halftime.
Nice double. But again, need to recover.
Hunter right in front, ball loose, tried to get it to Sinclair. 5 seconds. West Linn tries to send the ball forward. Loose on the ground, they get a shot away. O'Brien deflects it, there's the horn, and that's the end of the half. And our score here at halftime in the Oregon High School Lacrosse Association Championship game, it is Lake Oswego 9, West Linn 5.
I don't know how he got that shot off. That was pretty impressive. He was under pressure and going down and still was able to get a shot relatively close to the goal. That was pretty impressive.
Okay, Paul, your thoughts on the first half?
You know, like my keys of the game was about West Linn being mentally tough, that they had lost to this team twice. You know, the halftime talk is just going to be to settle down and go back to running their offense. I'd like to see them a little bit more patient on offense. They generally have been running a 2-2-2 offense where you have 2 behind, 2 in the crease, 2 up top, and dodging from up top or behind and moving the ball. They've been having a hard time dealing with their Lake Oswego offense, and that's what I said the key for Ella was, and that's coming true.
You know, there was a time, those 4 quick goals by Lake Oswego, and then 4 goals to match it from West Linn, including one to start the second quarter. And since that time, Lake Oswego has outscored West Linn 5-1.
Yeah, they've been moving. They've been keeping their head up. When that double comes, they've been moving the ball. They've been spotting the man on the backside. That's exactly the offense that you want to run. Share the ball. It's team offense.
All right, I want to remind you about our sponsor tonight, and that is Bigfoot Lacrosse and Fitness. They are trusted as the local experts in equipment, stringing, and lacrosse expertise since 2001. Bigfoot Lacrosse and Fitness, now the local leader year-round in coaching and training as well. Improve your athleticism with mobility and weight training classes, and improve your game with positional skill training. Taught by the top coaches and trainers in the area, only dedicated lacrosse training facility. Summer training classes begin the week of June 24th. Go to bigfootlacrosse.com for additional information. Paul, I asked you at the beginning of this, what are some of the keys to the game? You recall what you told me? How are those goals filtering out so far?
Well, I think Lake Oswego is definitely performing very well. I said, they needed that mental toughness and have a strong start, and they sure have. The one thing that I got wrong was about the LO zone defense. They've surprised me and probably everyone and gone into a man-to-man. And they've handled Ross Scott in two ways. They've sent an early slide very early, forcing him to become an assist man, or they've locked him off, and it's been pretty effective so far.
Scott had a natural hat trick. He had 3 goals in a row for West Linn, and after that, he went 9-24 without scoring.
Yeah, it's been really effective. And now that they have the lead, it's possible they might go back into the zone to slow them down even more.
We the other night when we were here doing the semifinal games, as you and I looked down on the field, we saw classic zone defense. I mean, nobody played that like Lake Oswego does, and they relied on that for huge portions of the game. And I'm not sure I've seen it at all tonight. Have you?
No, I don't recall, and that's maybe where since they've played, they're very experienced playing West Linn twice. I did not see their first 2 games, so whether they used the zone and it wasn't very effective, but their game plan for defense has been flawless so far, except for those first 3 goals by Ross Scott. They've seemed to have bottled him up.
Let's talk about the Lake Oswego offense for just a minute. I mentioned to you just a little while ago, 3 players have a hat trick for Lake Oswego. That's all the scoring they have, just 3 players. And it has been Hunter, Sinclair, and Baker. Hunter and Sinclair have worked very well right in front of the net. A couple of passes from Hunter to Sinclair resulted in goals. And Hunter himself had 3 goals, all looked like carbon copies of each other.
Yeah, they did. Hunter's been going to the goal one-on-one, and West Linn wasn't sliding. And now they're sliding, and they're getting those looks to the back side. So they're dodging to the right side, looking to that left side, and I've been very impressed with off-ball. That's one thing about this game. There's a lot of guys who can dodge, a lot of guys who can shoot, but the really nuances of the game that's kind of sometimes not taught very much is how to move off-ball.
All right, I want to tell you about the Oregon Masters Lacrosse League. They're proud to announce its inaugural 2019 summer season. If you're interested in participating, please see the OMLL booth at the west end of the field near the concession stand, or visit the OMLL website at omll.org. They have 4 region-based teams, and they are the West Side Fosters, the East Side Slow Breakers, the South Side Sloths, and the Portland Patriots. Oregon Masters Lacrosse League. Why should the kids have all the fun? Which is the team you play for, Paul?
The West Side Fosters, and it's based on my friend Doug Foster, who unfortunately passed away a few years back. He helped start the lacrosse team. He started the lacrosse team at Wilson High School. Also helped start a lacrosse company called Lacrosse Northwest, which I'm still very much involved in.
Sounds like fun, though.
It is. This is a great game. That's one thing. A lot of people know or don't know. This game was developed about 700 years ago by the Iroquois, and they're known as the Haudenosaunee. And it has many names. It's called Bagadaway, Little Brother of War. It's a creator's game. It's also called the medicine game. And there's a player for West Linn, number 19, James Rowan. He was a goalie slated to be a starter in 2018. He was unable to play all year. He had an undiagnosed illness and finally got a diagnosis correct. He was diagnosed with Eagle syndrome. He's undergone 2 surgeries in the spring, and joyfully, as Coach Flood puts it, had his first weeks of practices recently. But every practice, even though he was ill, this is the definition of a commitment and resilience. He's only a junior and would likely have been one of the top goalies in the state. He had been healthy. And it's an example how this game can bring, healing to an individual, to a team, to a community. And people rally around this. It's a special and unique sport for that reason.
All right, that's a great story. Down on the field, the goalies are taking warm-up shots. You said that's something that they do most every game between halves. And right now, George O'Brien down there working on shots. I mean, he's played a great first half.
Oh, he did. I'm very impressed. The semifinal games, from what I saw, he had a difficult time with those low shots. He seems to be dialed in on those low shots. And you can see the coaches that are working on the low shots and those bounce shots.
That was a great history lesson you gave us on the history of lacrosse. And Paul's just not talking about something he learned out of a book. Paul went to college at Syracuse and is familiar with all that. I grew up in Ohio, and I'm familiar with a lot of those Indian history stories. So it's great when you look at the background of that. It's truly America's first sport.
Oh, it is. Well, most Europeans, 700 years ago, were playing. If they were playing sports at all, were mainly an individual in nature. Where lacrosse is truly a community sport, and went for training for their warriors to become a spiritual practice for their community. And Jim Brown, who's as you know, played for the Cleveland Browns and probably arguably one of the best football players. A lot of people don't know that he was probably one of the best lacrosse players ever to play. And he was quoted as saying lacrosse is probably the best sport that I ever played. And if he could make money, he would have done that instead of football.
The other thing, when I looked over these rosters, Paul, I looked at the grade point averages of these kids, and there's some really, really bright kids on these teams. You were making a list earlier of some of the colleges that some of these kids are going to. Tell us a little bit about some of the schools that these seniors will be attending next year.
Well, you got Ross Scott for West Lynn's going to Rutgers, a Division I program in New Jersey, and one of the, they had a little rough season, so his skills will be, much needed there. Let's see here. You have Marshall Mcguire, number 19. He's a Syracuse commit, so I'm a little partial to that. So he might be one of my favorite players. Not that I don't want to be biased here, but he is going to Syracuse. You've got Jonas Hunter, number 5, going to Vermont. Beautiful state.
I mentioned earlier that I was following Anders Martinson because he was headed to Montana State as an Air Force ROTC student, and that's a big accomplishment. Congratulations to him.
It is. And, one of the other things I'm very impressed with Lake Oswego is that they've had key injuries to their defense. You have Henry Sorensen, the junior D-man, number 11, who's not able to play in this game. And you have number 1, probably their biggest loss, is Keenan DeReeve, senior captain. He is a first team. He'll be attending Marist University, and in 2018 he was an all-state first-team defenseman. For a team to recover from that would be almost an impossible task. And the replacements, freshman Ethan Hecht, number 25, is just doing a fantastic job.
Tells you a little bit about the transient nature of sports. You could have the best players in the state and suffer a couple of injuries, and the season, just completely turns around. And teams that are able to survive, losing a player here, losing a player there, maybe losing a star player here or whatever, and still stay together. That's a sign of a great team. Yeah,
it's definitely a sign of resilience. Next man up. That's the most mantras of most teams. And when I coach, I tell my players, I don't care if you're 18th on the depth chart. You keep working hard at practice. You have to be ready to go at all moments.
There's a great picture of the stands, and that's a West Linn Lions fan. And you look just over there, the flag of the Lakers waving. Those two are having a good time down there, trying to out-chant each other. All right, we're ready to start the second half. 9-5, Lakers lead. Shokran on the faceoff for LO. Picked up, dropped, still, and LO comes up with the ball, number 22. That's Richie.
I believe that's going to be LO ball off of West Linn player. It's a really tough spot to be with the ball. There's lots of traffic with people subbing in and out of the box.
Lake Oswego moving from our right to our left. Carson Bradford down in goal for West Linn. West Linn will move from our left to our right, and that's George O'Brien down in goal for Lake Oswego.
Grant Plotner, number 42, on the ball.
We talked about the sun being in the goalie's eyes down there. Inside, Ryan, that was Charlie Ryan, wound up a shot high.
And that's what you want to do as a shooter in those cases when you have the sun at the back. Shoot high. You'd think not because the goalie's stick is at that level, but with the sun in his eyes, it's really hard to see. Nice backup for Westland defense to get this ball back. This is kind of like a punt return in football.
Couple of spin moves, drops the ball. Lakers pick it up. That's Jonas Hunter.
The referees are letting them play a ball. Ballsbo was just laying the lumber, and he got caught.
A very, very aggressive Grant Ballsbo.
Being sent off to the bad boy box.
The sin bin.
The sin bin, as the Canadians call it. I believe he'll get a 1-minute slashing penalty for giving him the business.
I just got a little bit of exuberance there. 9-5.
So this will be Lake Oswego 6 versus 5 field defensive players and a goalie.
Ballsbo off for a minute.
So the strategy for the offense here is to move the ball as quickly as possible. The ball moves faster than you do. Move the ball, trying to pull the defense to one side, leaving a player on the backside open, looking for that 2v1 and ultimately the 1v0 to the goal.
Marshall Mcguire sends it out on top.
And defense just has to work really hard and rotate, trying not to let anybody get open. They're in an open set, which means Lake Oswego has no one in the crease. Look for them to send cutters through to the crease. That was a little hidden ball trick. Not executed very well.
Sinclair, number 7.
Westland defense working
Winds
really
up.
hard.
There is Marshall Mcguire and a goal. That's his first goal of the game.
Yeah, Luke Pompa, number 34, I believe, on defense. Shot just went right by his shoulder.
All right, you can see because Mcguire just wound up and let it fly. There it goes.
Ooh, tough shot for the goalie. Not only was he the sun in his eyes, partially screened by the defender. You notice the offensive player on that one shot around his defenseman, using him as a shield.
So Mcguire with the goal, 10-5 is our score. 10-12 the time. Lake Oswego leads by 5.
Nice face-off by Edwards.
Spencer Edwards on those face-offs for West Linn.
Can the freshman escape?
Ball loose on the ground, picked up. West Linn picks it up.
Lown bails him out.
Lown still with the ball. Ethan Lown.
Man, that last shot and man up by Lake Oswego, you'd like to see their defense press out a little bit more toward the sun side and help out their goalie. He's having a tough game.
Lown has 42 goals in the season, does not have one here tonight.
It's Michael Stell with the ball. He drew that double. I'd like to see him move the ball. There's somebody open on the backside or up top.
Behind the net. Good defense, a shot blocked by O'Brien. O'Brien comes up with it, sends it to Mcguire.
That was Lown on the shot. He's a lefty, and he went to his right hand, which reduced the angle. Again, I'd like to see them move the ball.
Mcguire brought it all the way down on the left side. Hunter back to Mcguire. Boy, he has a hard shot when he wound up last time and scored.
Yeah.
Hunter and Mcguire over on the left side. Mcguire just kind of lobs it off to Hunter.
Boswell guarding him. This is Plotner, defense for West Linn.
Mcguire starts in.
Thayer on defense.
Spin move. Tried to get a shot away. Not able to. Stolen away. Lions steal it.
Nice slide by the West Linn defense. He just stepped into that passing lane. Call that a skip pass, and he stepped right in front of it. This is Lucas Hockman with the ball, number 18.
Just like basketball, step into those passing lanes. A shot and a goal. West Linn finally on the board.
And it's known as an invert defense. You have a short stick guarding a short stick behind. He takes advantage of him, goes early before the defense can set. You can see the slide about to come, but it comes late. Puts in his left hand, increases his angle to goal, puts that near side pipe.
Number 18, Lewis Hockman on the goal there.
That's where we tell the goalie coaches, hug that pipe. Make sure you don't get scored on that pipe. And there's a shot of Jim Morford, the assistant coach for West Linn, wearing the pink sleeves there.
7:51 the time on that. The goal by Lucas Hockman, number 18. And 10-6 our score.
You have Heck, number 10 on the wing. 22, Richie on the wing.
Ball loose on the ground in front, picked up by Lake Oswego. Dylan Baker, number 2, picked that up. He already has a hat trick in the game. Jonas Hunter, number 5, he has a hat trick. That's Dominic Sinclair in front of the net. He has a hat trick.
This is Sebastian, 23, on defense.
Looking for one of their shooters, Charlie Ryan.
Ketzler on defense.
Mcguire, a shot went high, deflected high by the defenseman.
Nice shot, a nice slide by 42, Plotner. Oof. Yep, that's going to be a slash to the head.
Yep. That's a goal. Bradford looked down trying to find the ball. It was in the net.
I'd like to see the replay on this. The ball needs to completely cross the goal line.
I think it does. Let's take a look at that.
The referee had a great angle. Referee James just had the angle on this. Might be a little hard to tell from this, but you can see it hits his foot, and you see it's rolling, and
see, I think it's in the net there.
Yep. It's got to completely cross that line, which crosses the plane of the goal. But like I said, Mr. Official James just had the angle on that.
The goal is by Jonas Hunter. He has 4 goals now. Nice observation there. That ball just trickled over the line. 6:38, and it's 11-6. He put the biscuit in the basket.
He did. Put a little English on that. He's probably a good pool player. Looks like West Linn had that's a slashing penalty. You notice they only have 2 players. You have Thayer on the wing. You have Edwards facing off. It'll be 3 versus 2. Oh, bailed out by the quick jump by Mcguire. By Shokran. So it'll be 5 on 6. West Linn has 5. Lake Oswego has 6 defenders on the field.
West Linn with the ball. 11-6 our score. 6:30.
And you'll see Lake Oswego just playing conservatively. They have the lead. There's no reason to send a double. A lot of times when you send a double, bad things can happen if that guy with the ball squirts through. So you see 19, Mcguire just kind of playing like a little monster zone where he'll stand there just in case something happens.
Imposing figure standing there in front of the net.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to run into him.
Behind the net, West Linn.
And let's see what this allows. It allows the other Lake Oswego players to lock off their guys so they can't get a pass. And that defender on ball can take some more chances. But that's Ethan Heck, a freshman.
Is West Linn trying to just get their other player back on the field?
That's correct. They'll wait. There's no sense in going to the goal when you're down by one. If you lose that ball, you're man down at the other end. That would not be a good thing.
And they just got that player back. He runs onto the field. There's a hard shot blocked by O'Brien. Down on his knees, blocked it.
That was Vanneman with a shot. Nice little step around, but he didn't change planes of his shot. He dropped his stick low, shot low, goalie drops. I don't know if it's possible he was trying to shoot that high on that, but it looked like he was going low all the way.
O'Brien under pressure.
Remember, they got 20 seconds to clear.
Didn't make it.
Nope. Failure to advance. You can see the referee patting the top of his head. That's a failure to advance call.
You got to get that ball out of your defensive end within those 20 seconds, and
Correct.
they did not.
Mcguire in defense.
Another shot by O'Brien, blocked down on his knees. Boy, he's doing a great job of handling those low shots.
He is. That time the Westland shooter tried to bounce it knowing that he's going low and to his knees.
There's a shot, a high shot that time, and O'Brien deflected that. O'Brien hits his stick. He's pumped up.
Lake Oswego sends a double and then recovers.
In front. Missed pass, but picked back up by West Linn.
Scrimshire on the ball.
In front, a shot deflected by O'Brien. That was right in front, and he deflected it.
That was number 0, Lown on the shot, catching it high, shooting it high. That's the difference so far in the game is just goalie play. It's just been phenomenal by O'Brien. And unfortunately, Bradford's again in the sun, facing this gauntlet of the Lake Oswego offense.
You know, Mcguire brings the ball down a lot on the left side, and they come down and they keep hitting him with the stick and doesn't do anything.
Doesn't do any good. Big, strong player. Plays both ways, old school midi, as we say. Plays defense, plays offense, clears the ball, plays man up.
.330 left to go in the third.
This is Bergeron on defense on the ball, I believe, 13. He recovers as the slide comes.
Shot. There's a goal. And that is number 3, I believe. Shokran? Let's take a look on the replay at that shot.
So you can see there's a slide by the long pole, but he slides a little bit too high. He throws that check, which allows number 3 to roll underneath.
Lake Oswego goal by number 3, Michael Shokran.
That's a move practiced by attackmen over and over, that little get up high, roll under defenseman. That's one of those places where the defenseman, you don't want to throw a check. You just want to play body, roll him back, and force him behind the goal where he's not dangerous.
12-6, 3:13 the time on the goal.
So this is Ketzler, number 16 for West Linn on the wing against Mcguire.
Shokran. Oh, I'm sorry. Shokran on the faceoff. Picked up by Lake Oswego. Shokran with it. Hits the deck. There's a flag.
You're going to see a hold called. Oh, slash.
Slash on West Linn.
You see Luke Pompa, number 34, coming in as a long pole. Man down. Number 50, Jack Strickland.
Behind the net. Hello, back behind the net again. In case you couldn't tell, nice crowd tonight. Number 2 out there on top, that's Baker,
Guarded by Ballsboro.
Dylan Baker. There's a hard shot deflected, loose, picked up by the goalie, Bradford.
Nice save, bailed out Ballsboro, who had
Right.
gotten faked out of his shoes.
Bradford blocked the ball and then couldn't find it. Finally looked down and it was right by his foot and picked it up. (12-6) our score. 2:03 left to go in the third.
Thayer on the ball, 14 for West Linn.
Hunter back behind the net.
Guarded by Pompa, 34 for West Linn.
Jonas Hunter sends it out. Charlie Ryan out on top to Mcguire. Have a man advantage.
I believe we're all even now. I see 6 defenders for West Linn. The penalty's been released.
Okay.
You see Lake Oswego just being very patient, just tempting the West Linn defenders to come out.
Hunter, a little spin move. Dropped. The ball is loose. Picked up by Lake Oswego. Now it's loose again. And that ball is going to go out. And it's going to be Lake Oswego ball.
I believe that was off the foot of the West Linn defender.
Hunter sends it out there, number 10. That's Hayden Hecht.
Look for Lake Oswego to wait till 20 seconds to go to the rack. I think West Linn might be in a little bit of a zone here.
Inside, Ryan tried to get it to Ryan. Hunter picks it up and shoots high. That goes out, but wait, Lake Oswego back. They'll have the ball. Baker. And in front to Hunter. Hunter with a shot. Save.
Off the pipe, saved by the goalie's friend. The pipe.
That is the end of the third quarter. Our score, Lake Oswego 12, West Linn 6. Lake Oswego outscored West Linn in the third quarter 3-1. So Lake Oswego 4-3 in the first quarter, 5-2 in the second quarter, 3-1 in that quarter. They've won every quarter and they have a 6-goal lead at 12-6. I want to tell you about Bigfoot Lacrosse and Fitness. They're trusted as the local experts in equipment, stringing, and lacrosse expertise since 2001. Bigfoot Lacrosse and Fitness is now the local leader in your in coaching and training as well. Improve your athleticism with mobility and weight training classes, and improve your game with positional skill training. Taught by the coaches and trainers in the area only dedicated lacrosse training facility. Summer training classes begin the week of June 24th. Go to bigfootlacrosse.com for additional information.
And Bigfoot, owned by John Stevens, know him very well. We actually played club lacrosse at Syracuse. When I moved out here and we were talking about it, we had realized we had played together.
Oh.
Back in 1985.
12-6. We start the fourth quarter.
Chase Fletcher, 43 on the wing for West Linn.
Winner of this game will be the Oregon High School Lacrosse Association champion.
Clean face-off win by Shokran. Sorry.
Did I read something in the information that you had that this is Coach Guerin's last year?
I did. He
Coach Gruen, I'm sorry, Coach Gruen.
Yes, he said that after 7 years of coaching, he told his players that this was his last year, and they've responded in a very positive way. They've rallied around to send him out with a victory in a championship game. He couldn't ask for more.
LO. They're now moving from our left to our right.
There's 2 flags down on the field, so no matter what happens, Lake Oswego will be man up. And I'd be surprised if Lake Oswego even goes to the goal. I'd basically force the referees to put a stalling call on you.
Charlie Ryan shoots hard, blocked.
Nice save by Bradford on that. Wait for the signal for the referee. Believe it. Oh, technical. I believe I saw him cross there. I believe that's a technical. That'll be a 30-second. So Lake Oswego will be man up for 30 seconds.
All right, here we go.
This is Sebastian on the ball, number 23.
Dylan Baker. Jonas Hunter.
Lake Oswego's in what we call 3-3. 3 up top, 3 down across the blue, sending cutters through.
There's one of them. A bounce shot.
Hits the pipe.
That was Mcguire on the shot, and it hit the pipe.
Goalie's best friend.
There's the shot. There's the goal. And that's Jonas Hunter, and I think that's his 5th in the game. Nope, number 7 on the goal. That was, let's watch. Oh, wait a second.
Number 7 on the assist.
Number 7 on the assist. Yep, there we go. Sinclair, you saw him go to the middle, and that's Hunter.
See, they just moved the ball faster than the defense could rotate. Nice sidearm shot.
We talked about that earlier, those assists between Hunter and Sinclair. They're just doing a great job of working together.
Yes.
10-19 the time on that, and 13-6 now. Remember, these 2 teams met twice during the regular season. Lakers won both of them. Quickly forward. Hunter scoops it in front. Oh, just got outside the reach of Richie.
That's where one of those where your offense is scoring, getting goals. Is where you want to get your defensemen that have been working hard all game, your long stick middies, to get them a goal. Sebastian on the ball.
So teams, just like other sports, try to get people goals.
That's correct. Somebody's been working hard all season, been putting in the time, the effort to get you the ball on the offense. You try to reward them.
Okay. Is 13-6 a comfortable time to be doing that?
It is.
Okay.
Wouldn't recommend it in the first half. You want your scorers scoring and your defenders playing defense, but now you can have a little fun and enjoy this experience for Coach Gruen's last hurrah. Send him out with a smile on his face.
Charlie Ryan, and he's got a hard shot too.
Nice pickup by Hecht.
In front, Hunter picks up the ball. Well, he's got great stick skills.
Does. That's lots of time with the stick in your hand.
Hard shot. There's a block by Bradford. Way up in the air. It's going to go out, and I believe it'll be Lakers ball still. Yep. Good job by Baker to get back, Dylan Baker.
Again, nice. Got a little piece of that. Hit the pipe again. This is Sheely on defense, short stick defender.
Hecht off the Hunter.
Defended by Ballsball.
Oswego's been all over the place on defense tonight.
You can see there where Jonas Hunter was dodging. He had his head up the whole time looking for that double to come.
Inside a hard shot. That blocked by Bradford. Bradford comes up with it, sends it forward. 13-6 our score. 8 minutes left in this game.
Okay, West Linn needs a sense of urgency, but they need to pick their shots. They really need to generate better shots. They've been taking lots of low angle shots, lots of outside shots. Need to draw this double and move the ball. It's Vanneman with the ball.
Hecht on defense. Back behind the net. Come the Lions forward.
Michael Stowe with a rip over the cage. I'd still like to see him get a little bit higher on that or move the ball.
Lights are on here at Lake Oswego. Lions looking for somebody in the middle. Hard shot, deflected wide by O'Brien.
Referee deemed that the West Linn player was closer to where the ball went out. And West Linn looks like it's going into a 1-4-1. Nice backside feed by Lown.
6:57 left to go. 13-6 our score. And there's a shot blocked. Ball loose, scooped up by West Linn. Oh, and a collision. There's a couple of flags.
You're going to see a 30-second technical push from behind called on number 10, Hayden Hecht. You have number 4, Ryan Anderson on defense. Number 9, Jack Scrimshire. 22, Richie. 25, Hecht. West Linn's in a 3-3 looking for that skip pass.
Lake Oswego's got some of their players in who haven't played a whole lot. Shot underneath, deflected by O'Brien. That was a shot down low. He has handled those low shots just superbly today.
Yes. You can see the coaches have been working very hard, not only in game, but I guarantee you these last couple of days of practices, you take what you've learned from that semifinal game and put it into action. And the coaches, I give credit to their coaching staff for doing a great job working with their goalie to make sure that he's fully prepared for this game.
Timeout on the field. West Linn took the timeout. 13-6 our score.
Yeah, I think coaches for West Linn weren't very happy with that man up. You didn't see a whole lot of movement and kind of standing around. It's kind of been what their offense has kind of been like, waiting for everybody else to do their job. Whereas the counter to that, Lake Oswego, they've been moving off ball phenomenally.
As this game gets closer to the end, and I start thinking about maybe who's been the most outstanding player in this game, I could think about a whole bunch of players. I know Hunter with all of the goals and everything, but I'm leaning strongly towards the goalie.
I tell you, the goalie play might be the difference in this. I mean, the three things that you need in a lacrosse game is you need to win face-offs, you need to put the ball in the net, and you need a goalie to stop shots.
Exactly.
And I think all three of those guys, whether it was Jonas Hunter, number 5, Shokran, number 3 on the face-offs, and O'Brien in the goal, 15. And
good call, Paul. There's 3 blocks, and West Linn can check each one of them.
It's Ethan Heck on the ball for Lake Oswego. Willingance. Good job on Ross Scott, their dynamic attackman. Mcguire. Scrimsher, number 9. Brello.
Little spin move. West Linn trying to get inside, now back behind the net. And there's the ball off the back of somebody's helmet up in the air. Ball loose, picked up by West Linn.
Nice check by Willingance, 28. Recovers.
5:10 left to go here. There's a shot, and that's a goal. Let's see who got that. That's number 18, and that is Lucas Hockman, his second goal of the game.
Nice little step around, throws that fake, gets the defender to go the wrong way, steps around him for that nice little shot on the run, hits that low right corner.
Hockman had the last goal for West Linn at 7:51 of the third. He now scores at 5 minutes of the fourth.
A little surprised he didn't shoot that high and use that sun that's still affecting the goalie at that end. West Linn just selling out on defense, just desperate to get this ball.
Ball loose, picked up by Lake Oswego.
And who comes up with it? Mcguire, the Syracuse commit.
There's a reason why Syracuse wants him.
This is Thayer on the ball. Usually in this situation, you'd see the defense extend out a lot, possibly even send a double. Not sure West Linn's going to do this with a score pretty far out of reach, but they are extended out pretty far.
13-7 is that score with 14 left to go here in the game.
They have an invert with a short stick guarding the LO player behind.
That's Ryan who's back there. They get it in the middle. Sinclair drops it.
That was a very nice look, but a better check by the West Linn defender to prevent that goal from happening.
Ball loose.
This is Sheely, I think 28 was on that ground ball.
Here
Fortunately
comes
lost
Lake
it.
Oswego forward.
And Mcguire with the ball again.
Mcguire. Out on top to Hunter. 3:15 left to go.
This is Sebastian on the ball, throwing checks, trying just to get that ball, just to give their offense another chance.
Thirteen to 7. Lake Oswego leads.
Yeah, that's a hold. He got him with a stick and got up under his leg or his arm, which forced the LO player, Hunter, to fall on that one. That's a loose ball hold. The ball was out of his stick. No penalty, just loose ball turnover. It's 14th there on the ball, I believe. Wow. Great ball control by number 3, Shokran.
Absolutely. Timeout on the field. Our score with 2:27 left. It is Lake Oswego 13, West Linn 7. The 2019 OHSLA Championship playoffs are presented by UBS and Ren Ferguson Group, helping individuals and families with financial planning and professional investment management for over 30 years. They understand the value of investing in our communities and our youth. To learn more about what they can do to help you with your financial planning and investment management, give them a call at 248-1303. While we got a chance, I want to remind everybody again about the OMLL. That's the Oregon Masters Lacrosse League. It's proud to announce its inaugural 2019 summer season. If you're interested in participating, please see the OMLL booth at the west end of the field near the concessions, or visit the OMLL website at omll.org. There's 4 region-based teams. There are the West Side Fosters. Paul plays on that team. The East Side Slow Breakers, the South Side Sloths, and the Portland Patriots. Oregon Masters Lacrosse League. Why should the kids have all the fun?
You know, and occasionally we also run novice classes for the dads and even the moms who want to pick up a stick and learn this. And there'll be information at Lacrosse Northwest at some point about running that possibly in the wintertime.
All right, 2:32 left, 13-7. Lake Oswego leads.
And you can see West Linn doubling the ball with 2 of their long poles, hoping to force a trap. At that timeout, Lake Oswego talked about their end-of-game scenarios and what to expect, keeping the ball behind, and then at 2 minutes, making sure you keep it inside the box.
Lake Oswego with the ball.
And you'll see Hunter here just try to use speed to try to stay away from that double. Ballsbow just whacking him. Referees just letting him play. Just too much speed by the Lake Oswego offensive players.
Clock just ticked under 2 minutes. Hunter. I'm sorry, that's Shokran back there with the ball. And Shokran just lobs it in from the side. I mean, he really did lob it in. Take a look at that and see how he just kind of lobs it over the goalie's head. Look how far the goalie is out. And there it is.
A little icing on the cake.
Number 3, Michael Shokran on the goal. His second of the game. Time on that, 1:36. And it's 14-7.
You can see Shokran has just been key to this game with winning the faceoffs, and on that possession, just being able to control and hold the ball was very strong. Cradle was able to beat the defense.
Right, 1:36 left to go here in the game, 14-7.
Now it's just pride on the West Linn team's case and a nice face-off win.
Paul, with this win for Lake Oswego, they will have knocked off the number 1 and the number 2 teams here in the semifinals and finals.
It's quite an amazing accomplishment.
Here comes a penalty, I think.
It looks like a loose ball push.
Okay.
West Linn maintains possession. Well, Coach Gruen this year said that his goal this year was to get a championship game after losing in the semis last year. And they were hopeful to host these finals, to be here for, again, to send them out with a win.
There was a great block by George O'Brien. We're just under a minute now.
Yeah, it looks like West Linn's got a lot of their subs in, giving them time in the championship game. This will be their future for next year. Reload.
Lake Oswego sends it forward, way forward, almost to the goal. Well, past the goal. There's your long stick midfielder, Grant Plattner.
Last shout out to the Lake Oswego defenders. 19, Mcguire, 22, Richie, Hecht, number 25. A heck of a job for a freshman. And look at that, their defense comes up with the ball.
15 seconds left to go.
Yeah, this is where you can feel it's one of the best feeling in sports.
this game is over. Lake Oswego wins. Our final score here at Lake Oswego High School in the Oregon High School Lacrosse Association Championship game. It is Lake Oswego 14, West Linn 7. It was 4-3 Lakers at the end of one. In fact, Lakers won every single quarter in this game. They won the second quarter 5-2. It was 9-5 at halftime. Lake Oswego wins the third quarter 3-1, making it 12-6, and they then win the last quarter 2-1 to win this one 14-7. Final thoughts, Paul?
Well, I am just absolutely impressed with the Lake Oswego defense. Down two of their best players, to have a freshman and midfielder step up to play defense. And, they went out of their zone. They relied on so heavily in that semifinal game to play man-to-man to really, take the West Linn offense out of sorts. And face-off man, Shokran just tripled up the West Linn face-off. And team offense was just brilliant. Sharing the ball, just dodge, the shooting accuracy was phenomenal. And George O'Brien, their goalie, just phenomenal saves.
Just a couple of nights ago, they were down 9-3 going into the fourth quarter of a game, pulled that game out, and then ran away here tonight with the state championship. What a performance by Lake Oswego.
It's amazing. I rewatched a good chunk of that game, and at first I wasn't sure if there was even a varsity team out there. And the difference in that fourth quarter and this game, they put together a complete game, is pretty impressive. Hats off to the coaching staff for the last couple of days of practice, really hammering home, especially that mental aspect of the game. It's so important.
One of the great sights in sports is when the students get to rush the field when you win a championship, and you can see the Lake Oswego students out there. They were a great source of support, both semifinals and in the finals. All right, we got a bunch of people we need to thank here. We want to thank the commissioner of the OHSLA, and that is Paul Schlesinger, the athletic director here at Lake Oswego High School, Brigham Baker. We want to thank our sponsors, UBS and Ren Ferguson, also the league you play in, Paul. I've lost my little thought here for a second.
The Masters League.
The Masters League, the Masters Lacrosse League. Sorry for a second. Our other sponsor tonight is Bigfoot Lacrosse and Fitness, and they're trusted as the local experts in equipment, stringing, and lacrosse expertise since 2001. Bigfoot Lacrosse and Fitness now has the local leader in year-round coaching and training as well. Improve your athleticism with mobility and weight training classes, and improve your game with positional skill training. They're taught by top coaches and officials in the area's only dedicated lacrosse training facility. Summer training classes begin the week of June 24th. Go to Bigfoot Lacrosse for additional information. So thanks to our sponsors. I want to thank our crew tonight. That's E.J. Alba, the producer, Tom Flynn, the director. On the cameras, we had Kai Tinker and Ryan Bertelson, Jim Thompson, our audio technician, and Ryan Johnson, our executive producer. My broadcast partner tonight, Paul Vose. Paul, the assistant coach at Aloha, 15 years head coach at Southridge. Paul, thanks for your expert commentary, and thanks for teaching us a little bit about the game of lacrosse.
You're welcome. I have a passion for this game and love this sport. And I just want to give one last shout out to the West Linn Lions and Mark Flood. I'm friends and know all of their staff, and they've just done a phenomenal job. They were in shock this year that they were even doing as well they were, and they've performed to get to this point is a win.
Never gave up.
Never gave up.
Never gave up tonight, even when they got behind. So that's it tonight from Lake Oswego High School in this lacrosse championship match as they play "We Are the Champions" over the loudspeaker. Paul?
Just one last thing. I'm looking back at the history, and I thought that LO had won a championship before, and I'm looking on the years past, and I do not see, well, at least since 2002, where the records have been kept, this is their first championship.
All right. Our final score tonight from Lake Oswego High School in Oregon High School Lacrosse Association Championship action. There you can see it on the screen. Lake Oswego 14, West Linn 7. Good night, everybody.